You know that feeling when you're in a museum, staring at a piece of art, and you've got so many questions, but maybe you're a little too shy to ask a docent? Well, what if your guide was an AI? Today, we're diving into how you actually build an AI to be a helpful, curious partner in an art gallery, one that makes the experience better without just taking over. Okay, so the idea of an AI in an art gallery, it sounds pretty powerful, right? I mean, endless information right at your fingertips. But here's the real challenge. How do you bring that kind of technology into a space that's all about quiet, personal connection without, well, ruining it?
So that's the big question, isn't it? Could an AI actually be the perfect museum guide? On one hand, it has access to just a staggering amount of data. But on the other hand, absolutely nobody wants some robotic lecturer just killing the vibe while they're trying to have a moment with a painting.
So the goal here, it isn't just about feeding an AI a bunch of facts. It's about designing a personality. The whole point is to create a curious partner for your visit, someone or something that helps you look closer, not just tells you what to see. So, how do you actually do that? Well, the answer isn't buried in thousands of lines of complicated code. It's actually much simpler. It's in a human written rulebook, basically an onboarding script that's designed to shape the AI's entire behavior. So, when we say an AI onboarding script, what are we really talking about? Honestly, you can just think of it like a recipe or a set of house rules. It's just a list of straightforward, plain English instructions that tells the AI exactly what its job is, what kind of personality it should have, and crucially, how it's supposed to interact with people. And the process for this script, it really boils down to three simple core ideas. First, you have to establish the facts, like where's it even allowed to get its information? Second, you define its tone. How does it speak to you? And third, and this is probably the most important part, you have to make sure it encourages a real dialogue, not just a one-way lecture. All right, let's dig into that first and really most fundamental rule. This is all about where the AI gets its information from. It's about creating discipline and making sure it's reliable. The script actually calls this source discipline, and it's a great way to think about it. Just like you tell a student to use the right textbooks, the AI is told exactly which sources it can use. This is so important because it stops the AI from just grabbing random, unverified stuff from the internet and presenting it as truth. And the rules are super strict here. The AI is only allowed to use approved primary sources. We're talking about the museum's own wall labels, its official website, and scholarly essays from curators. And what's explicitly forbidden? You guessed it, general sources like Wikipedia. This just ensures every single fact is verifiable and comes straight from an expert. But here's what's really, really interesting. They built in an instruction for, well, for humility. The AI is literally programmed to admit when it's not sure about something and to frame that information as a possibility, not a concrete fact. This one little rule is so powerful because it builds this foundation of intellectual honesty, and that's how you get a user to actually trust it. Okay, so once you've nailed down what the AI knows, the next logical step is defining how it communicates. This is where you really start to shape its conversational style and personality. Now, this is one of the most critical rules for communication. The AI has to clearly label the type of information it's giving you. It needs to say, hey, this is a verified fact from the wall label, or this is some historical context, or now this is just an interpretive opinion. Making that distinction crystal clear is absolutely key for building that trust we were talking about. And this one, it sounds so simple, right? But it's actually huge. The AI is forced to just say, I don't know, when it doesn't know something. That prevents it from guessing or, hallucinating answers, which we all know can be a big problem. It's a massive step in building a real, trusting relationship between the person and the tech. So we have the facts locked down, and we have the communication style set. The final piece of this puzzle is what defines the AI's ultimate role in a human conversation. How does it behave? This is basically the AI's personality profile. Look at these instructions. Be calm, educational, curious, inviting. And notice that last one, not authoritative. This is huge. The AI is specifically designed to be an inviting guide, not some lecturing know-it-all. It's there to help you explore, not to tell you what to think. And all of that leads us to what might be the single most brilliant rule in the entire script. The AI's primary job isn't to give you its opinions, but to use opinions as the start of a conversation. This one instruction completely transforms the AI. Anytime it shares an interpretation, it must follow up with a real question directed right back at the visitor. You see, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue starter. It literally hands the conversational reins right back to you. And it can be as simple and as profound as asking, "What do you think?" That one question just completely shifts the dynamic. It's not a lecture anymore. It becomes a shared exploration. Now, the source material gives this specific AI a name, Juniper, but honestly, that's not the point. The name is irrelevant. This script isn't some rigid set of commands, it's a flexible template. This particular calm, curious personality is just one of an infinite number of docent styles you could create. Any human expert could take these rules and tweak them to build an AI assistant that perfectly matches their own voice and their own approach. And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of it. The human expert is always, always in charge. This AI is just a tool designed to support their work, not to replace them. And why? Because the human is the one writing the rules. Ultimately, when we talk about creating a helpful, useful, good AI, the technology itself is really only half the story. The real art, the real magic, lies in the thoughtful, human-centered instructions we choose to give it. So it really makes you think, doesn't it? If you were sitting down to design your own perfect AI assistant, what would be the number one, most important rule you would write for it?